Hi, welcome back to this new video. It's level 1 static website. So we're doing something very simple in this video. It shouldn't take much time. We're going to create a static website. It's going to consist of 2 pages, an index.html and a page1.html. We're going to have a style sheet and we're going to have a favicon, and that's it really. You may find that this is a little simple and that you couldn't be bothered spending the time, and that would be fine. Just go into the solutions and duplicate across the the solution given into your attempt. But for completeness, we're going to just go through the steps here and create this simple website. So first thing to do is we need to go across into Visual Studio Code. As you can see, I've got the solution here and I've got the levels. And in my attempt, I've got nothing because I haven't created anything. So I'm going to create a level 1 folder just to get myself organized. And within that, we're going to create our static website. So if we go over to our instructions, I guess. So the first thing we need to do is we need to create these 5 files, and then we need to populate them with this content. So all pretty simple, really just copying and pasting and making some files. So let's get into that. So it is index.html, page 1, style, and favicon. We'll just get rid of this over there, and let's just create some files. Index.html, and under level 1, that should be under level 1. Under level 1, we can also put page1.html. And then we can also create another file, style.css. And it also asks for a favicon. Now you can go into creating a favicon online and create your own favicon. I'm just going to cheat a little bit and actually just copy the favicon from the solution because I don't want to go through that at the moment. So I'm just going to copy that over. So what I do is hold the control key down and just drag it up, and it makes a copy of that file. So we've got the files that we need now. I just need to populate them. So you might just sort this out a little bit. And so I want index.html, not under solutions. I want it under here. It's empty. And so what we need to do is we need to copy and paste from the website. So I might just set up my screen here. Okay, so hopefully the fonts are big enough and that you can see what's going on. I've got a couple of big screens open here so I can see them easily. So the idea is that we're copying and pasting from over here in our web page, and we're going to put the content here into Visual Studio Code. So the first file that they've listed is index.html. So I'm literally going to copy that, grab the whole thing, Control C, drag it across, Control V. Now, what you'll tend to find happens when you're copying and pasting into Visual Studio Code is that you're getting a blank line in between each line of code. What I've done to combat that is, and you don't need to do this, but I've installed an extension, Remove Empty Lines by Alexander. You can do the same, just search up Remove Empty Lines and install it. And then what you do is once it's installed, I won't reinstall it, once it's installed, you can go over to the up to the top here, and you can go show and run commands, and somewhere up there, if you type in remove empty lines, it will pick this up. And so if I go like that, it will get rid of all those empty lines. So you may choose to do that. It really isn't necessary. I prefer the appearance of it, so I do that, but you don't need to. Another trick you can do is, and it's quite cool, if you go show and run commands and you've got your remove empty lines here, what you can do is actually, I wonder if I can just, put my change over to that view. What you can do is you can go over here, configure it, and you can actually assign a key binding to it. So what I did was I assigned Shift-Alt-A. And what that means is whenever I press Shift-Alt-A now, it's going to remove the blank lines in between the code. So it's sort of, you can do this for any sort of extension or command that you come across. You can put in your own custom key binding, which is quite interesting in Visual Studio Code. Very useful. So I've got myself set up now where I can just Alt-Shift-A and I get rid of all those blank lines. And back to this view here. So this one's sort of done, the index.html. We might go to the next one now, which is page 1, and we might grab the code from over here. Control C, Control V, and then literally Alt-Shift-A gets rid of all the blank lines. Done. Finally, we need some styling, so we're going to copy that across as well. And then Alt-Shift-A. That's done as well. So by this stage, we should be able to do a preview on the index. We get a styled page, which is great. Pardon me. I'll go back to here. We get a styled page, and we get the second page as well. And that's it, really. We've done most of what we planned on doing. The only other thing we would really need to test is that the favicon is working. So the code for the favicon on index is here, so it's set up, so it should be working. We just need to test it in a browser. So we're going to do a live preview, and we will display that up here. Now you can see that the favicon over here is working. So that means this level is complete. And that was pretty easy, as I say. It's just setting up a static page. We'll move on to further levels, which are a bit more interesting as we go down the list. But hopefully you got to the end easily enough, and you've now got your VS Code all set up. You may choose to commit what you've done. I might put my commit in. I might put in up to level 1, and I commit it. It's good practice to work out the Git side of things, and also syncing up into GitHub. It's a good backup. So this is currently committing. And I'll leave this video here. I'll leave you to do the commit. When this commit is finished, you should get a sync. Once you sync, it should copy it up to the GitHub. And we'll leave it there, come back in level 2, and we'll get stuck into it from there. Bye.